Your comments get sillier by the second. So what you're saying is Donald Trump is responsible for the worst pandemic in 100 years. I would love to see your math and your science on that. No other world leader is responsible. It's Donald Trump. I mean, let's think about this. Even if you could point to a person to blame, you think it might have been, I don't know, a president that was at the Wuhan lab on video with Dr. Fauci, where the virus just happened to be fucking released from. Or, I'm sorry, nope, just happened to come from a market in that specific city. But Donald Trump's responsible for it. No other world leader is responsible, just Donald Trump for the worst pandemic in 100 years. No state government, governor, or mayor is responsible. Not even Cuomo for how many deaths he caused in nursing homes. That's all Donald Trump. Not any of the doctors and hospitals and Dr. Fauci for giving wrong information by providing remdesivir and ventilators, which directly correlated to thousands upon thousands of deaths. But only Donald Trump for something that turned out to have a 99.97% recoverable rate, average age of death above 80, which is higher than our normal mortality rate. A virus that only seemed to affect, after you look at the studies, the elderly and multiple comorbidity. But it was Donald Trump's fault, where only people died in the hospital. From the worst pandemic in history, they just died in the hospital and nowhere else. They weren't dropping dead in the streets or in their homes. But it's Donald Trump's fault. Somebody else commented, any other president would have been better. Well, we definitively know that's 100% false. As a fact. How? Every other world leader. Every other world leader. Number one. Number two, Nancy Pelosi, Cuomo, and every Democrat said, go outside, go to the markets, go to there. Don't listen to Donald Trump. He's an overreactor and a xenophobe when he shut down air travel, which his constitutional obligation is the borders. Everything else in an emergency response falls to the states. You would know that if you knew anything about our government. They can request assistance from the federal government, in which Donald Trump granted in every single case, confirmed by Cuomo, Newsom, and every other governor. But it's Donald Trump's fault. And then we can look at H1N1, which you yourself brought up. Obama did nothing. Literally nothing. His response to H1N1 was to stop testing at 64 million cases. That was it. No other reaction. So we know exactly what the Democrat reaction would have been with this one. Ignore it and hope it goes away. See, then you bring up the job numbers. Show me a business that Donald Trump shut down. Show me a school that Donald Trump shut down. That was done at your state and local levels. Again, because Donald Trump didn't have the constitutional authority, but he warned you of the consequences of shutting down the businesses and schools. And he told you what would happen. And here we are today. I notice every time you guys bring up Donald Trump's economy, it's only in 2020. You talk about deficits only in 2020. Look at his deficits for the rest of the time. It's inconvenient how the global economy shuts down and your local governments shut down the economy here. And it's Donald Trump's fault. He's responsible for no longer having revenues produced by our country, but still having spending. That's Donald Trump's fault, right? Your math is funny and your science is just stupid.